After trading up to number 25 overall, Thomas Mott, the San Francisco 49ers have selected Brandon Aiyuk, the wide receiver out of Arizona State.
All right, so for everyone who hates on Mel Kiper's mock drafts, you got to give Mel this one. Mel Kiper had Brandon Aiyuk coming back into the first round when no one else did. To me, Brandon Aiyuk was a early second-round draft pick. He was behind, in my opinion, a Mims, and he was definitely behind a T. Higgins, and you probably could put him behind a Jalen or a Laviska Shenault as well, but you are getting a receiver who has a tremendous upside and tremendous ability to become a number one wide receiver. They're making this pick for the potential that he has, not necessarily what he's done at Arizona State, although he did have a very good season last year with the with Arizona State. But you get a guy like Brandon Aiyuk, and you're expecting him to become the number one wide receiver. You see the size there, perfect size as a wide receiver. Obviously, 4.5 is not as quick as they were hoping. And again, we had talked about the 49ers getting that deep threat vertical wide receiver. Brandon Aiyuk can still be that fantastic catch radius and the ability to catch those jump balls. I like the pick, but the question is he the next best receiver on the board? Was this the next best guy? Did all the mock drafts have it wrong? Or is San Francisco reaching a little bit and going over the Denzel Mims of the world, going over the T. Higgins of the world for Brandon Aiyuk?
I'm going to bring up a nickname for Brandon Aiyuk for what you Niners fans can expect. It's Brandon Aiyuk because that's where he wins. He is a playmaker and a monster in yards after the catch. He is explosive. He's not necessarily a true burner, but he was a good return man. He's effective in screens. This Niners offense with Deebo Samuel and Brandon Aiyuk is going to be a potentially dynamic option for in terms of after the catch for San Francisco. That's pretty impressive there. My concerns here are this. Had a core muscle surgery back on April 6th. I thought it might drop him out of round one. Although he projects as a possible downfield threat in terms of his size and his catch radius and his hands, he wasn't that at Arizona State. Now, I tend to blame that on the quarterback play, but last year, Thomas, he had one catch of 20-plus yards downfield in terms of in the air. That's not great.
Well, and exactly what you said in terms of he's projecting to be a downfield player, and they're probably hoping that Kyle Shanahan can scheme him open to create him and make him become a down-to-the-field player. But now you look at San Francisco's offense, which you just mentioned. I talked about it at number 14 overall when they decided to go defense. The offense has very few holes. The only hole was a wide receiver. And for an offseason that was filled with, will they go ahead and keep Jimmy Garoppolo? Could they sign Tom Brady? They have now gone to Jimmy Garoppolo and basically said, Jimmy, listen, we trust you. We're going to get you a little bit extra help here and getting you another wide receiver, and hopefully you take that offense to the next level. Now, we know the Niner passing game with George Kittle was very, very good last year, and obviously Deebo Samuel started a little bit slow and then eventually became honestly a bright spot in the passing attack of San Francisco. But other than Samuel and George Kittle, they basically had no one. Kendrick Bourne, a drop machine. Dante Pettis, MIA. We haven't seen anything from him in a long time. And Marquise Goodwin, about to turn 30 years old and had 12 catches last year. They had to get a wide receiver. Maybe it's not the one that Niner fans were expecting, but we got to trust Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, who have had very good drafts, obviously, during their short tenure as GM and head coach of San Francisco. They must have liked this guy enough and figured he would not be there at 31 to come up 6 picks to number 25 overall. Get rid of that 4th-round draft pick. I praise them for getting, and go ahead and land Brandon Aiyuk from Arizona State.
Maybe they were worried about a team like Seattle or even Miami or Baltimore or Green Bay taking him. There were some teams that could go receiver there. I'm not that high on Aiyuk. I thought there were better receivers on the board. But in terms of fit, I worry you might have to scheme for him early. Guess what? You're going to be able to do that with the Kyle Shanahan offense. So I do like that perspective from San Francisco, even though I had better receivers on the board. Now, I remind everybody this pick is brought to you by Manscaped. Take care of your junk. Your balls will thank you, and it won't be uncomfortable and hairy and itchy because nobody wants that. Nobody. Not your significant other. Nobody involved. Manscaped.com/chat. That's manscaped.com/chat will save you 20% off on the Lawnmower 3.0. They got a whole bunch of other items on there as well. You can get their perfect package, which includes some refreshments, I'll call them, for your balls. I think you guys know what I'm implying there. Manscaped.com/chat. That will save you 20% off. We'll get that link in the comments and the description for you guys as well.